Nancy. Thank you for this opportunity to share some things that I believe to be important to the community. And so I ask the people to consider me for leadership and for chief for the next 2 years. I have 35 years of work experience to offer to the community. I worked with government, and I've worked with our people, First Nation peoples, in this community, but as well as other communities. And so I bring that to you. I'm currently working in the city, but I live here, so this is my community. I've worked hard all my life to get to where I am, and I attribute that to my dad. My dad taught me how to work hard, and my mom taught me how to care for people. And so I bring that to the community, and now I'd like to give back to the community for all the things that I've been given. I know what it's like to live on the reserve, and my life is here. I also know what it's like to work with government. Government can't save us. They're never going to save us, and only we can save ourselves. And the government doesn't really care about us as a people. And there's no such thing as negotiating with them, because it's been my experience when you work with government that they already have their minds made up about what we get. So there's no such thing. We can advocate and appeal to them, but they already have their minds made up about projects that we are going to get. Even big projects like water and sewer and schools, those are priority lists that government has, and when our name comes up, that's when we get the projects approved. I'd like to see something done about the poverty in our community. I mentioned in my brochure that how can someone live on, a single person live on $250 a month? And someone corrected me and said, no, a single person only gets $225. So how can we really expect them to live on $225 a month? And do you know that in Manitoba, a chief's average salary is $10,000 a month? So when they stand up and say, I'm here for my people, I wonder about that, because our people need to have some attention and care. There's lots of things that our people can do that are on welfare. We have opportunities to put people to work. If people want to work, give them a job. If people don't want to work, then that's a choice too. But if people want to work, there's lots of things we can do. We can work and help our elders. Our elders are also below the poverty line, and they don't get much money either, so they need help too. And they're just managing to survive. Economic development is really an important part of what I think community needs. And we need to look at and find ways to employ our people. We need to connect to the outside business world, because we need to run our band business like a big world business, because that's what it's coming to. The conservative government they look after big business. So we have to run the band like business and connect to the chambers of commerce and look for resources out there. I read a book where this Indian tribe in the States was one of the poorest tribes, and they were all on welfare. 100% of them were on welfare. And the chief there finally said, no more, we can't live like this anymore. And he went to General Motors and said, what can we do for you? What can we do to work together? And General Motors gave him a contract to build a little part of the engine, a motor. And so they built a factory and employed all their people. And now that tribe is worth millions of dollars in profit. They can't even employ all their people. They have white people and non-band members coming to work on the reserve because there's so much work there. So why can't we do that here for our people? You know, there's lots of opportunity. I'm not saying that we can do it in 2 years, but at least let's look in that direction. Our people also need to be informed fully about what goes on in the community, the types of funding that we get and what it's for, what we can and can't do. We need to educate ourselves. I believe that our gaming commission and our slots needs some attention. When I was doing audit reviews, we need to let our people know. In 2009 and 10, did you realize that our band here grossed over $5 million in the slots? And so a little bit more than $2 million goes to pay out to the administration. But who decides on where that money is going? Or we don't even know. Like at least if there's some accountability to know where that money is being spent. Maybe it is being spent on a good project, but at least let the people know. And I'd like to see some of that money go back to the people. Even a little token. If Peguis could give $100 to their band members once in a while, why can't we give every Fisher River band member $100 at Christmas time? It's a little token, but at least it's something that... And I've said this before at the last election, that I'd like to see more open band meetings where the people have a say. People can say what they feel and what they have concerns about. I'd like to hear what the people have to say about band operations and the concerns they have, and to provide them with answers. We may not know the answer, but at least come back with an answer, not say, I'll look into it and then forget about it. But we need to give our people answers to their questions. We know what we need, and we know what we need to do. The wisdom and knowledge is here in the people, and we need to start working with our people and allowing some of those solutions to start to take place. The funding agreements that we have, there's 3 important things that I think that we need to start putting into place. The chief and council are accountable to the people, and so we need to make sure that we bring that forward. There also needs to be transparency so that the chief and council let the people know what we're making. We're supposed to let the people know what our salaries are. And so I think we need more disclosure on that. And as well, to have an appeal, we need an appeal process. If people are not happy with decisions, there's supposed to be an appeal process so that they can go to appeal and ask for to be heard. And so we need that in place. A few of us had the opportunity to meet some of our band members off reserve. We met a few people in Winnipeg. And do you know that there are over 1,600 band members living off reserve? That's almost half of our people. And they too, there was about 50 people there that showed up. It was just by word of mouth. And they said, we want connection to the reserve too. We have nothing. We've been forgotten, and we've been forgotten about. We need a connection to the band. Even a band, a sub-office, somewhere to go to and make a connection to Fisher River. There's nothing in Winnipeg for our people to connect to. When we listened to what they had to say, they had some good ideas. I know another band where they have a portfolio for off-reserve band members, and this counselor that has a portfolio goes and visits the people and has a meeting with them, once or twice, every second month. And even at Christmas time, they have a Christmas dinner with them. So at least that's making a connection to our family and people off reserve. So we need that connection. I've handed a brochure out, and I've visited some people. I know that people work and people are away, and so I haven't met all the people, but I've been able to meet with a few people and hear what they have to say and what they'd like to see. Here are some of the things that I hear. That we need housing for single men that live with families. Single adult men don't have a place to live. They're living with families that have their own families. And we need to help minor hockey. If we can help senior hockey, why can't we do the same thing for our children and help them and support them? The drugs, to do something about helping people, not just testing, but do more than that. Help the families that want help. And so that's a big concern. And then the appeal process also for the people to be heard so that there's fairness and equity and a voice. So I encourage every band member to vote on August 23rd and to consider me for 2 years to be your leader and to work with the people. I'd like to see an elders council or a council of maybe a cross-section of people in the community so that we have someone as chief and council to work with and not just working on our own, but also to have regular band meetings, and so that accountability is important. We may not like some of the things that people say, but it's the truth and we need to listen and we need to hear what the people have to say and work through the problems. If there's a problem, it's not about kicking people while they're down, but working through it and coming to a solution together, because there's solutions that we can help our people with. So elect me as your chief, and I will be here for the people and with the people in the community for the next 2 years. Thank you.